Yeah, but you know what? It's acid track.
Yeah.
All right. Just pushing buttons. There it was. I called him on the phone. It was Herb and myself. Another guy named Herb J. We're in my mom's living room, and the sound comes out. I'm like, they'll play that at the music box, because that's what we was trying to do, was just make a sound and play at the music box, because we were such big fans. Called Pierre. Pierre came over right away. Then Pierre started turning the knobs. I kept telling him, keep doing that. And that's how it started.
And you recorded that to...
Well, you know what's
what you recorded to?
We actually, a cassette. But we stood there for like, before we recorded anything, we just stood there turning knobs.
Right.
So like, it was like a whole other 20-minute version.
Just doing it. And I had to record.
Always press record.
Yeah, just doing this shit. Like, and it's weird that you can hear the same thing for so long. That's what made us know we had something. Like, we didn't get tired of just messing with it. And then we played it for a couple of people, and they around the neighborhood, and they thought it was interesting. And like he said, we said, Ron Hardy would play this. I mean, Frankie Knuckle was another big DJ, but we knew that wasn't Frankie's thing, because Ron was the kind of DJ that was experimental. He was already playing different tracks by Larry Heard, Robin Owens, Figures 8 and stuff. So it was interesting sounds coming out of it. So we knew he was the right person. And the thing is, he deserves a lot of credit for that track. Yeah. Because he could have said that's a bunch of garbage, and we would have been like, wow, that's garbage. Because Ron was like, he was like,
the whole generation of stuff. Sorry, the whole generation of stuff.
Right. So just think about it. If Ron never would have played that record, we probably wouldn't be in this room right now.
And he played it 4 times that night. Because the first time he played it, people were like, what is that garbage? And Ron played it again, and people were still not so excited, but the floor didn't clear. Then he played the 3rd time, the floor got kind of packed. Then the 4th time he played it, people were like dancing in ways I've never seen.
Try on top of that, in a handstand in a corner.
Yeah, jumping on the hand on
because they couldn't figure out what to do with that
stuff.
sound. It was just like so new and so crazy.
But that idea of a DJ going and playing it 4 times, Larry Levan would do that too. He had a new record, and if he was committed to that record, he would play it 4 times in a night. And the first time it would always clear the floor. Yeah. He didn't care. He'd play it again and again. I think nowadays people, they won't do it.
It was. I mean, it's really difficult to sort of recapture the context, because it was completely from elsewhere. It came out of nothing, out of nowhere. And these days we're so used to a massive panoply of electronic sounds and frequencies and originals that synthesize have introduced and made completely normal. But I mean, yeah, in its context, it's completely.
And the way you built up the tracks was the other thing. It was the idea of having the layers. That has been totally the blueprint, really.
Right. Well, we did have like a little sense in making tracks DJ friendly, where you had just the drums in the beginning, and then you build up from there. We faded the sound up.
Strictly rhythm records, those.
Yeah, like the Wild.
What is house music?
Yeah.
Right, that's pretty much what Wild music is.
I think ultimately, what he did is humanized the machine. Really.
Well, actually, it was a flop at first.
That's right. Many great records, many great works of art, especially things that are as groundbreaking as that. I think is kind of the price you have to pay for being ahead to some degree. Do you fancy doing it? I mean, what I was hoping would happen is that they'd both be with TV303s and the drum machine and recreate that white, what's it called, Big Bang moment for Acid House. But we only have one TV303 and we don't have a drum machine, and Arthur's too shy to be a beatbox.
But Chris could bang on a chair.
That's true. Chris could bang on a chair. Or we could just.
Let's make Dave do it.
Since he sampled it.
Yeah, since he sampled everybody, Mr. Sample, Mr. Man. Go ahead, Dave. Stomp your feet, clap your hands.
Make sure you sample it. I'll buy you
right.
up, Dave. Cool. Shall we do it?
Go ahead.
That's it. You sample it?
Loop it.
We can have a happy accident again.
Yeah.
Maybe we can stop our feet in the audience and clap their hands.
Exactly. We could, get church.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
We need that cowbell from Africa.
Do you remember the moves, kind of pretty much precisely? Going from the point where you're thinking, yeah, to the point where you're thinking, my goodness, this is...
Yeah.
Wow, dude. I mean, you know, the funny thing is we're talking about using computers to make tracks on plane. You could actually make tracks on that on plane, couldn't you?
Yeah, actually you can. I mean,
I guess you get some funny looks.
I think it's a bomb, you know?
Yeah, oh God.
Well, they had the 606 that looked just like it, so you put them side by side and they create some beats. This did the supposed bass line. This thing is working.
You know, me and Mike Dunn gave that thing away.
Gave it away?
Listen. We wanted, me and Mike was trying to get our first drum machine. Right. So the first thing we got was the 303. Me and Bo was just the drum machine.
Yeah, a lot of hum on that. Got
There's
the
no beats.
No beats.
There's the beats. Where's the beats? So he was like, man, take this thing back.
what, the 303?
Yeah. And we got the 606.
Mm.
And they got pissed off at it because they didn't have any hand claps.
Is there anyone here that ever heard this sound? Never heard it before? What do you think of it? No, you know, I just want that first thought of hearing it, because to see if you like it or if it's like, what the heck is that? So this is what we first heard. So would you think this sounds good if you heard it? I mean, I'm still trying to figure out why we thought it sounded good.
That sounds
Look
amazing.
at they say yes. Yeah,
Alright. Basically what we would do, we would have just one regular one going like that. And I would take the same notes and I put it in another frame. Some of the notes just have that accent on it. So you go back to the old one. Let's go back to the other one. That's acid.
Screech, but this isn't the original one we had. The original one we had screech more. That's the thing about the drill things. The different ones have different sections, and they don't do it the same way.
It's doing it a little bit.
Yeah, it does it a little, yeah, but it used to go, screech like that. So anyway, that's basically it, though.
Wicked.
So if it wasn't for that little box, right, we wouldn't be here, because who knows if we would have ever found our niche in this music industry. So sometimes it's a special meaning, that box is, and that particular acid, we still see it everywhere as being the signature sound for this music. So the most amazing thing is, like, how can Spanky and I, like, say, wow, you know, we have impacted the world in this kind of way. It's hard to, like, take that on as a person, you know. So it's almost like it's not me. It's almost like I see that as, oh, that's the DJ Pierre. He did those things, but I kind of don't see it as, I don't own it in a way where it's, I walk down the street and say, oh yeah, that's right. People come to me still. People say it to me, but I still don't. It still kind of goes over my head a little bit, because it's a lot to grasp, because it's not something you plan to do. It'll be different if we say, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to create this sound, it's going to be glorious, it's going to be amazing. Then we could take kind of responsibility for it. But I think it's hard to do it in a way.
Well, you were open to acknowledging it when you heard it. You knew it was there, right?
You mean
when you listened to it, you said, "Oh, Ron will play this."
Yeah.
You could have said to him, You got me out of bed for this.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But then that's when I go back to thinking that's why it was really important to me for people, hoping that people that never heard it before, how would they take it? Like, would they also listen to it and think that's a great sign?
That's beautiful.
But I think it's different though nowadays, because things we already used to, like such crazy things. I think like 85. I don't know. It was really
very, very different time. Yeah.
Surely the thing was as the machine took control. I played piano for a lot of years, and when I started to hear acid music like that, I realised it stopped playing the piano.
Wow. Speaking of piano, that was Tyree. So then comes Tyree, who who takes it to another level and put a piano on acid.
Right.
That's crazy right there. So that's a whole nother level. When I heard that I still play that track.
The Italians are very, very grateful to him as well.
Thanks.
How did that come about? Tyree, tell us how did you do that? Why did you do that?